The San Francisco 49ers just lost to the Kansas City Chiefs and are now 3-4. We leave the innuendos behind and the narratives behind. Let's watch some film from the trenches, man. What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy. Welcome to the Coach's Huddle. It's me, the coach, and I'm glad to be back in front of you guys. And this is going to be a film review of the last game that we just had. We, as in the San Francisco 49ers. And we're going to look at the film from the offensive side of the ball, from the trenches, is what we always do. Couple of disclaimers first. We don't talk about stride frequency with receivers. We don't talk about leverage, China routes, dog flats. We don't do any of that here. What we like to do is go tackle to tackle. There's some other things that are going to just come up during the film that are going to be obvious that we're going to point out. But right now, this is just our journey with how we see the progression of this season as it pertains to the offensive line. So let's just get to some of the things that we'll be talking about today. Here goes some of the talking points. One that we're going to be doing right now is we're going to definitely be talking about pad level. Okay. These are just the keys on offense that we'll be looking at. Let's get to it. So we're going to be talking about pad level. All right. Another thing that we're going to be talking about right now is we're going to be talking about footwork, making sure that the guys make sure that they have the right footwork. We're also going to be talking about ID blitzes and free rushers. We didn't get all of this through, but that's supposed to say force through the ground. We got a lot of aiming going on with our offensive linemen. We're blocking with our face. We're blocking with our shoulders. We're blocking with our chest, hands, arms, elbows. We're not bringing our hips. All right. And we're not using force through the ground. And tight hands and elbows, right? Tight hands and elbows allow you to be able to give a good punch, hit good surface area, relocate hands when you're trying to be able to get a control of a defender. And we're going to be looking at a lot of that. Overall, the offensive line, they didn't have that bad of a day, but it wasn't perfect by no stretch of the imagination. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get right into it. All right. So drive one ends up in a punt. We got 3 plays for 5 yards. This drive surpassed in 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 35 seconds. First play we got right now is going to be a play. It's going to be a run by Jordan Mason. We're going to let the first original play run, then we'll break it down on the tight. Jordan Mason gets a gain of 1 yard, stalemated on a combo tandem. It looks like a tight end tackle block right here from Trent and George Kittle. We now has got, so right here, the first thing we get is catching the defender. Trent gets stalemated right here. All right, we got to be able to deliver a blow, right? I understand that he spikes, but reaching out to catch him, you got Aaron Banks for help, Trent. Chip him and climb, right? You got to play half a man right here. That's one thing that we just first play of the game that you see. The same thing as we get shooting with Chris Jones and Jake Brindle right here. Just give Chris Jones and Jake Brindle a look, and you'll be able to see right here, he olays him. Throws Jake Brindle right out of his gap. Definitely not good. You want to be able to keep your head up, keep tight hands and keep tight elbows, be able to use your steps. And then right here from Jake Brindle, right here, you just want him to do something. He tries to get a tandem to climb. Pooney doesn't give him any real estate on the defender in front. So climb up top. But Jake Brindle doesn't give us anything. Just it's a little bit more of the same. And if you go with the steps, the initial steps are clunky, horrible feet. You look at the first step of Trent. Colton gives a half step. Dominic Pooney doesn't even get his foot off the ground, barely. Aaron Banks is late with his step, and so is Trent. It's just a disjointed rep. For context, guys, I'm only going to break down the tight clips. The gain of 1 yard. So on the next play, this is still the tight of the first play. The next play coming up is it's another run. It's an 8-yard run, but what we have here is we get a holding by Jake Brindle on the next play. So let's go ahead and get to the next play. Let's go ahead and run it. Now, automatically, you could tell that much more succinct. The steps that you see. Let's just take a look at the steps right here by the offensive line, just everybody in general. First 6-inch step, boom. Look at those feet, man. Boom, 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 boom. Play side foot. Everybody's foot gets up. Beautiful. We get good steps. So now we're moving. So Trent climbs. And this is what I mean by getting forced through the ground. You know, right now, Trent is shooting right now. All right. And he's shooting with his face and he's gathering momentum. But he should be trying to use extension to blow through that linebacker right here. Trying to stock block and create a natural wall. I see what Trent's doing. I get it. He wants to create a natural wall to come off his backside with him, and he wants to stay attached to Aaron Banks. And I understand that. But for just so you want to get positioning, my man, galloping into a defender and then going out to grab him and throw his heads down, you know, that's not the rep that we want to see. Looking at it from the tight. You like to see a little bit more from Jake Brindle on that rep as well. And what's emblematic of that, guys, is just if you pay attention to the hashes, right? What we call this in offensive line is called stepping on his toes. What you want to do as an offensive lineman is you want to create penetration past the line of scrimmage. Okay? And what you want to do is you want to invade the space of this defender right here. And you want to step on his toes. You want to get hip, forgive the term, but the term is you want to get hip to dick. You want to get your hips up on him, all right? So you can extend once you are able to get coiled on top of that defender. What we get from Jake Brindle here is he comes out, reaches, and just rides down the line of scrimmage, right? And that's where the hold comes in. He gets washed out. Now, was it ticky-tack? Yeah. I don't think that it was a good play if you run it back. It wasn't a good hold, but it was a hold. And if you look at it from the backside, pause, if you look at it from the tight, you'll be able to see the hold a lot better. What you want to do is you don't want to get overextended if you're Jake Brindle, right? You want to come out of your stance, all right, and immediately gain ground. Now, you're already good. Hats on the right play side, okay? But He gets his hand disengaged immediately. Look at this left hand that flies up in the air. So he's already leveraged. His hips are out of phase, and he's already extended. He gets thrown, and then that's where you get the hold right here. Now, is Jordan Mason gone already? Yes, he's gone. Right? And you see my boy, he's calling for it. He's calling for the hold right here to take it back. But this is just lazy, right? It's like it's giving up on the block 50% when it's already done. Right, let's get to the next play. We spent enough on that play, guys. So that play takes us to the 2nd and 21. All right. So now we're at 2nd and 21. We've already taken a 10-yard holding penalty. All right. And this is where we get a scramble from Brock Purdy. This is the fast pass. This is the first passing play of the drive of the game. Just going to take a look at this. I'll run the high view all the way through. All right. Now from the tight, one thing that you notice right now is that Dominic Pooney has had great steps. This is actually a good job as far as pass protection is concerned. You come out, Dominic's locked on. Donna's locked on. You're going to get Jake Brindle. Jake Brindle's going to shoot for help. Okay? Automatically. Once Jake Brindle checks and shoots for help, you got Aaron Banks, and you got a guard tackle. I mean, a guard center mug up right here. Trent's mugged up with Karlaftis on the right-hand side. This is good. This is good. Now, I don't understand why Brock felt the need to bail out of the pocket. Now, I will say this. This is when, we're going to cheat a little bit as big men. Now, right now, we're supposed to care about the trenches. But in my opinion, our job is done. Offensive line, that's a good pocket. Right? Dare I say it, Brock may have to get that ball out. I'd be disingenuous to sit here and pick apart the offensive line when they've already done their job collectively, right? First pass play of the game, they formed a good pocket. They brought 4. We kept 5. Offensive line did their job. Wish the quarterback would have stayed in for a little bit, though. Trusted the pocket a little bit more. So we're at 3rd and 19. All right. And this is a run by Kyle Juszczyk for 14 yards. Now, one thing I will say is the pivoting that we have to that we do right here is it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Positive run by Juice. Let's break it down from the tight. And what we see already is Dominic Pooney does a great job checking that inside defender, giving Colton Pivots a chance to come around on that tandem block, automatically climbs up, catches the first paint that crosses his face. Now, this is a little bit of a problem for Dominic, and he's going to get better at this. He should have gone for my man here. What ended up happening is as he's setting up, they switch. And as they switch, his natural instinct lets him take over the guard, which is fine. Okay? The only thing that I would have to say outside of this is Aaron Banks. I just wish Aaron Banks would get a little bit more penetration. Get vertical, right? You want to get him off the line of scrimmage. That's Chris Jones, by the way. You got to get Chris Jones off the line of scrimmage. And what you see here is I'm going to just run it through half speed. He's pivoting around him. He's not actually getting any movement. Boom. He gets stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he's trying to wall him off. Right? Now, you live to fight another day with that effort. But Chris Jones isn't going to let that happen every down. Just wish you could have seen just a little bit more penetration off the line of scrimmage. One thing I will say is that you do get a chance. Ricky Pearsall gets a little bit of a welcome to the NFL moment here. He gets thrown. Welcome, Rick. Rick got thrown. Come on, Rick. Rick is in here fighting, though. Look at our boy. Look at our rookie, man. He ain't the only rookie that I care about. Hey, man, Coach love the kids. Coach love the kids. See you, Rick. See you, Rick. He got thrown off his block, though. But it's cool, though, Rick. Love to see it. Next play. All right, so we punt on that play, right? We're in the second drive of the game, and we all know what happened on the second drive of the game. The second drive of the game was only one play, so let's just go ahead and watch it. It's interesting, so let's go ahead and watch it. So, second drive. Now, this is what I will say. Now, all right. And I already talked about us talking about the offensive line, but if we're going to talk about the run game for a second, this is play action. Now, for context, play action is not play pass. And I've been hearing a lot of people say this. They say play action is if Brock is in shotgun and he hands the ball off to a running back near him, that's called play pass. If you hand the ball off in a play motion to a running back, but your back doesn't turn to the defense, that's not play action. That's play pass. This right here, while Brock's back is turned to the defense, is play action. Now, this is good. He shows ball, right? Now, what he's supposed to do here is tuck the ball because the action is still in play. But Brock immediately whips the ball over. And George Karlaftis sees the ball immediately. He changes his track. What that does is that throws off Juice because Juice is supposed to be blocking George Karlaftis. So let's run it back. It's just the little things when you start to pay attention to it, right? So Juice is supposed to be coming across off the play action to chip George Karlaftis right here on the corner, right? Brock is going to come out on the play action, right? Sorry. Brock is going to come out on the play action and try to find paint. Now, once he turns around, he's showing the ball already too soon. And what it does is it throws Juice off his natural track of trying to block George Karlaftis. And really, that's how fast it happens. If you look at George Karlaftis respond to seeing the ball way too soon, watch how Juice has to throw off his angle. Juice is coming to block him. George Karlaftis sees the ball. Juice has to change his track. Barely gets a piece of George Karlaftis. He's closing in on Brock. He could have pumped right here. Brock just lets the ball go. Pick. Now, obviously, we're here to talk about offensive line. We're here to talk about what we know. But it's just those mechanics, they don't help us. And for context, that was a nasty-ass route by BA if you just run it back full speed. So let's just look at BA at the bottom. You know, just little things that you look at on the plays as they go through. Yeah. So we're running it again. And again, we talked about this. Throws Juice off, doesn't give Juice a chance. And in my opinion, I'm no NFL coach, but that's on Brock to me because you got lazy in your mechanics, and it's imperative that you sell that play action. All right, you can't show that ball that soon. So that was that drive. Let's get into drive 3. So on drive 3, we're back at it. Drive 3, we get 3 plays, 9 yards in 2 minutes surmassed in this drive. All right. So first play of this drive, we got a pass from Brock Purdy to Brandon Ayuk for 8 yards. And I like what they're doing right here. This is solid pass protection. You get from the offensive line. You get a center guard combo. Trent and Colton are locked up by themselves. I believe Aaron Banks is locked up by himself too. And it's a solid job by the offensive line. Immediately, you see Aaron comes with violent hands, right? Violent hands. Now, he gets disengaged immediately, but he relocates, right? This is what you like to see. He gets that hand thrown off, but he relocates. Smacks him in the face a little bit. I like it. Trent comes out with a 45-degree set. Just one set. It's more of a, if you think about it, this is more of a pick and hinge, if you will. But you like the steps from Trent. Get space immediately. We already talked about the center guard combo with Dominic Pooney and Jake Brindle. Dominic's base is a little too wide. He just goes too wide for no reason right here. And this is just happy feet. Go out and get him. Dom, go out and get him. You don't got to get wide just playing around with him. Now, one thing that I will say is that Colton McKivitz, I've complained a lot about his hands, just his shoulders, his hands throughout the season. But in pass protection, I've seen that he's doing a better job at using his length, right? Now, using that inside hand, making sure that he keeps length, all right? And off in the trenches, one arm is longer than two, right? Stab out, create that distance, stay in front of him, and also protect your inside, right? Still there for an inside move, just in case that hand gets clubbed down. He's still leveraged. His pads are not over the balls of his feet, so he's balanced, right? Not elongated, still coiled, so his hips can be able to thrust in case he needs to lock out that defender if a bull rush comes at the end of this. It's good pass protection. Finish it out. Second play is two. We're at 2-2 right now. We get our third run of the game. Jordan Mason again for 1 yard. And this is what you want to see. This is a big play because this is strength on strength. We're going double tight. All right. It's 3rd and 1, and we got to have it. Let's see what we do. All right. So let's go from the tight. So this is the 7th offensive play of the game. Okay. Now, we got double tight, which I love, right? I like where Kyle's going with this. We need to get 1 yard. Let's put out our 1 yard formation, right? Let's go double tight. All right. Now, what I don't like is the lack of effort. We're just not physical, guys. We're not that team anymore. So we'll go from left to right. Eric Saubert tags off of Trent just to cover his inside, okay? Goes up, locks on a defender, great hands, great leverage, still coiled, hip to hip, so he can still lock out, which is what you love. Trent's defender shoots the inside gap. Trent hinges, understands that the ball is coming off his play side hip anyway, which is his left hip. All right? And he's shuffling, in my opinion, right? That's creating a soft corner, right? This corner right here that Trent's creating right now is too bulbous. It's more rounded, right? You want to be able to create a hard edge, get up the field so you can create a corner. All right, something to run off of, right? This right here, moseying your butt around the point of attack, that doesn't help us. That don't help us. Also, we talked about tight hands and tight elbows. Jake Brindle's going to come out, not Jake Brindle, but Aaron Banks rather is going to come out on Leo Chenal, right? Leo Chenal is right here mugged up at the Sam, right? So comes off, climbs, see you, but come on, what is that? Your waist bending, bring your hips. Look how far away these guys' hips are from each other. There's no leverage there. You're leaned forward. You're already elongated. You don't look like an athlete. All right. And what happens is that Leo Chenal is engaged, but he just slips right past Aaron Banks. One thing about Jake Brindle is, I got a new nickname for Jake Brindle. Jake Brindle is the valet, okay? Because he just walks defenders to the point of attack. He's just the valet. No drive. Pad level is too high. And we just talked about this. Let's just look at the line of scrimmage, right? So line of scrimmage is right here, okay? And let's just look at the depth. Let's see where Jake Brindle takes his man, okay? Here goes the valet. We got the waiter right here, the maitre d'. Take him to his table. Right down the line of scrimmage. Take him to his table, Jake. Right this way, sir. Table for two. You know, it's like this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Like he comes through with the right technique. Now, he lunges a little bit to cross face, which is fine. Whatever. All right. And right here is good positioning. Right here. Hips are still together. Run your feet. Inside hand is still engaged. I mean, just push him up the line of scrimmage. But we don't get that. We get holding on from that left hand. That left hand gets back over there. All right. And then he just gets shivered off. It's the valet, man. Jake Brindle got to wear a vest and bow tie during games. It just doesn't help us. It just doesn't help us, right? And, you know, Jake Brindle, he could have logged off the backside on this one. Dominic Pooney's doing a great job. You got a good tandem on the backside. You got a good guard and tackle tandem. They're doing a good job climbing on the backside scoop, right? Now, Leo Chenal is already getting worked on from Aaron Banks, so you already know that Dominic Pooney has got eyes on my man right here. I wish I knew his name, but he's got eyes on this defender right here, right? So what they're trying to do right now is Dominic Pooney wants to work the combo, right? And then he wants to work back to this guy. All right. As he works back, he's got to be able to feel Colton McKivitz to be able to understand when it's his time to go. Right. But Colton McKivitz is so preoccupied with having a free lunch, he doesn't even peel his eyes back where he could possibly log the defender. He could possibly log off the backside guy chasing. Now, I understand that this isn't his responsibility, right? I get that. But initiative, he just seems way too happy with riding out that nice, easy block against leverage. If he would have turned his head and logged off a defender right there, we might be in a better spot. could have created a cutback lane. It's all about possibilities. You work the small stuff so the big stuff can come later, right? So I know it seems like, oh, coach, you're nitpicking. Like, what is he talking about? This is way too much. No, it's just you work the small stuff so the big stuff can happen down the line, right? And that's just the small stuff. You look at, oh, I'm tripping. Let's get to the next play. So right now we got a 3rd and 1, right? That was 2nd and 1. Kyle went double tight. 3rd and 1, we go double tight again. In my opinion, this is where we lost. This is where Kyle lost confidence in the run game. We go double tight, jumbo, 2 plays in a row. 2nd and 1, don't get it. This is 3rd and 1. All right, this is a big down. Juice, I got to get you. I know this is about the trenches, but I said tackle to tackle. Damn it, you inside the tackles. Bro, create force through the ground, not your pads. This lunging like this right here, that ain't cutting it. Getting stifled in the back of the ends in the backfield don't help us. You got to root him out. So that's one. Just the base. Now, if we're looking at the steps from the offensive line, everybody's got good steps. Everybody steps up except one guy. It's our rookie. You got to be dynamic in his steps. The play side foot barely comes off the ground. He pivots it. And as in the result, he gets his pads over the top of his feet. He's leveraged immediately, just from the bad step. It happens that quick on the offensive line. One false step, and he's falling over himself, right? He gets his head across. All right? And inside leverage is gone because he's still trying to recover. He gets pushed into the backfield because of that. And this is just a tale of the tape, guys. Like, it really can go that bad on the O-line just from literally not taking the right step, right? Dominic Puni needs to create depth with that 6-inch step. He needs to create leverage. He needs to shift his body along with his pads to get cross face and still have leverage over this defender, right? He's already in the gap. He needs to be on the other side of this line in one foul step, the entire step. What we get here is we get Dominic Puni not taking a step, falling over his pads, losing leverage and giving up his inside, falling into the backfield. It just doesn't help us. I know I chop up the tight views, guys, but these are just the tight fields that I just want to talk about. This is the 5th run of the game. And also for context, just to let you know, I think this is where Kyle kind of lost faith in the run game. Chris Jones isn't on the field during this rep. So we couldn't get the 1 yard without their nastiest defender on the field. We still couldn't get 1 yard. I think that's when Kyle kind of, in my opinion, left us for dead. We haven't even had 10 plays in the game yet, for context. This is the 8th play of the game as far as offense is concerned. And right now, we're just not showing any syntax as far as how the offense is moving. We're only running the ball one way as far as with Juice. I saw that we got one good run with Juice in the backfield, coming out of the backfield for 8 yards. But moving on to the 4th drive of the game, right? So the first 3 drives of the game, for context, guys, we had a punt, interception. Now we're on 3rd drive of the game, which was another punt. All right, so now we're on to the 4th drive of the game. So 4 plays, 22 yards. This drive was less than a minute. We actually scored on this drive. This is our first scoring drive of the game. We got a field goal. So Brock airs the ball out, overthrown. And let's just look at it from the tight. All right, so let's run this back a little bit. All right, what are we getting from the offensive line? It's a good pocket. One thing that I will love, I do love, is Colton McKivit's hands on this play. He has great hands. But again, Dominic Pooney takes bad steps coming out of his pull. So he doesn't take steps, honestly. He just jumps out of his stance. And that's a wasted step, right? Taking a step to go nowhere doesn't help us on the offensive line. All right. Real estate is precious in between tackle to tackle. So every step you take has got to be purposeful. You got to be able to move with these steps, right? Dominic Pooney shifting and pivoting out of his pull right here, this little jump motion right here, that's bad technique. That's a wasted step. You moved literally nowhere, Dom. So, gonna run it. Now, with this, you love Colton McKivit's hands. We talked about it. He's getting better. I mean, I don't want to say better, but yeah, shit. Fuck it. We're getting better. It's hard to say anything's better now, but yes, he is getting better. He had horrible hand placement before. Just didn't trust himself. But if you just look at this play right here, I'll run it down to half speed. Colton McKivit's hands are violent. Coming out. Inside hand grass. Keeps that hand engaged. Stays yoked up on his defender. Sits down and bows. Distributes power through the ground. Look at him pop those hips. Did we get Colton McKivitz just to pop his hips? Pause. A little bit. But this is a good rep from Colton McKivitz. Very good rep. You wish you could see this every down, even if he was in the wrong. If I could get this type of violence out of Colton McKivitz every time we pass the ball, we could live the fight another day right here. I can deal with this. I can deal with that. Give me a stalemate. Right? Good consistency from Colton McKivitz. I'll speed it up, guys. Let you guys watch it from this view before we go to the next one. All right, so we got 1st and 10. All right, you got to remember that was a pass interference on that play. All right, so we got a little bit of a reprieve. So we got 1st and 10 at Kansas City's 41-yard line. This is an incomplete pass to Brandon Ayuk. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this. And I just got to ask a question. We just got DPI. We just flipped the field. And this is why I say I feel like Kyle abandoned the run game, or he just lost faith in trying to run it. Is because why aren't we running the ball right here? We haven't earned play action. We haven't earned it. Phenomenal feed on this play, though. Let's just take it from the offensive line perspective. Great feet. We get a good first step. I mean, look at that first step. It's almost kind of like, I don't know, man. I feel like this offensive line is like Sex Panther. Like 40% of the time, it works 60% of the time. Sex Panther. Rawr. But again, Bolton sniffs that out. There's not really much to talk about on the offensive line front. The boys run down the line of scrimmage. They had good hands. This is just between Brock and Bolton, the linebacker. He's got to sell it more, in my opinion. I ain't going to get on here talking like I know quarterbacks. But in my opinion, he shows that ball way too soon. Bolton doesn't even care about the play action or the play pass. We're down. That puts us at 2nd and 10. All right. So at 2nd and 10, Brock goes for it We go with a run up the middle for 4 yards for Jordan Mason. Aaron Banks. Let's just look at it. Again, feet are horrible. Dominic Poonie's play side foot, non-existent. He's got to pick that foot up. He's trying to gear up to gain power. He's not trusting his power. Aaron Banks, same thing. Good steps, though. Picks that foot up. I'd like to see it get over a little bit more. But catching a defender ain't it. We talked about this. Tight hands, tight elbows, right? Your arm doesn't do anything out here. There's no strength with your arm that far away from your frame, all right? That elbow needs to come down to his hip, and he needs to shoot from under, okay? He can't grab a defender. You can't hook a defender while moving. All right. And what happens is exactly what should happen. He gets slapped out of his gap by Chris Jones. You get Jake Brindle just holding the valet. Jeeves ushering him to the play. Still a solid play, though. Jordan gets 4. Let's watch it from the tight. Next play puts us at 3rd and 6. KC's 37-yard line. It's an incomplete pass from Brock. See how we roll on pass protection on this. All right. I'll take that. Hell of a step from Colton McKivitz, man. Like, I've been asking him to do that all season. Look at that step. Like, he doesn't do this all the time. Good job. Hands ready. Sat in a chair. I think somebody has coached him up on shooting his inside hand first, because he seems to be a lot more aggressive when he shoots that inside hand first versus when he tries to let that move get shot on him first, that outside hand. I like it. Jake Brindle checking out assistance, eyes on Bolton. This is good. Pass protection's good on this one, guys. You want to go back and just Trent comes out. Good steps. Elongated a little bit, tries to flash. I like that from Trent. Try to bluff Chris Jones into shooting a move first. Chris Jones obliges, comes in with a full bull. Trent gets those elbows down. Way to go, Trent. Trent's got his hands. He's actually got bad leverage. His hands are outside of Chris Jones. But what he does is he keeps those elbows down to keep power. There's no power with your elbows outside of your frame, guys. You like to see it. Good play from the offensive line. All right. So next drive, We got 1st and 10. Now they've officially scored on our asses now, right? So now it's getting a little real. We done squandered about 3 drives. They done got a turnover on downs, an interception, and a punt on their first 3 drives. And they decide, okay, well, if you're just going to give the game to us, all right, this is our first drive after they've scored, okay? So they went down, scored. Here we are with our first play. First play right here. Hold on. This is fucking killing me. Sorry about that, guys. First play is Brock. He goes an incomplete pass to George Kittle. Let's go ahead and run it. No, I don't think this is it. No, it's a pass to George for 8 yards. There it is. All right. I'll take it. I'll take it. They bring 5. We keep 6. Well, we eventually leave 5. Like this, Jake Brindle walking down this nose guard right here, this shade. Look at how he pops his feet, he pops his hips, and uses good weight distribution. Finding force through the ground. Let the ground be your friend. That's the strongest surface on the field. It ain't the helmets, it ain't the pads, it ain't your fists, it's the ground. Use the ground. Look at him stomping him down, dissipating all of that momentum. Good job, Jake Brindle. Stomp him down, Jake. Stomp him down, son. Look at his hands. Look how he relocates those hands. Hands are on the outside of the frame. Let me get him back inside the frame. Keep those elbows down, right? That right arm hooked back under. Shoot those elbows. Elbows staying close to those hips. Staying with power. They know how to do it, right? So when I nitpick on the things that they're not doing, these are the plays where I'm showing you that they're doing it. They're doing it. This is Jake Brindle doing what I've been saying all film, right? Let's go with Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks comes out, read step. Okay. Hands. I do not like the hands. Swaying your arms by your wayside as a lineman, that ain't it. You're already saying that you don't want no problems. You just want to catch them. And that's what you do. You throw your arms out. First arm, you disengage. It's a muddied punch. All right. You divert him. Inside hand is still there. He's long arming you, but you re-engage that left arm and still bring around your hips and your feet. And he pops his feet. This is what I mean through finding power through the ground, right? Right here, he's leveraged, right? Look at where this defender is, leaning into him. You got to give gain to get ground. Give ground to get ground. Pops his feet. Boom. Base. Stops him. This is a good rep from the offensive line. Let's just run it through. They're capable. Yes. Yes. All right, so we're at 2nd and 2. It's an incomplete pass from Brock Purdy to Kyle Juszczyk. We're still passing the ball here, right? And right here, I don't even think Kyle, at this stage of the game, he knows what he's going to do with the run game because they haven't traditionally found any success. And now the defense, they already know we're not running the ball. And they're starting to sense that we're afraid to run the ball. So we got double tight. Well, not double tight, offset. I like this. This is supposed to be one of the best defenses in the league, right? We're capable. We're capable. And this is where Aaron Banks, see what happens when Aaron Banks just plays with physicality, just not feeling sorry for himself. He should lose this battle. but it's the fact that he works to get his feet around the other side, right? Jake Brindle doesn't do him any help. All he does is flash his hands in front of the defender's face. Doesn't help out at all to help Jake Brindle get his head around, right? To get in front of that defender. But because Jake keeps fighting and moving his hands and his hips are engaged, look at his hips. Boom. Hips popped, engaged. I like that, Aaron Banks. Right? Elongated. And even he's wrong right here. Right here, you're wrong. You're wrong. You got to step on his toes. You got to bring your feet. But, boom, saves himself to fight another day. And works himself around. Finds the ability to work himself around. Boom. Pushes that left foot, gets over around a little bit. I like that. I don't understand what the valet is doing right here. Here goes the valet. Right this way, sir. He's literally walking. Jake Brindle's literally walking. This is the shit that... Let me calm down, bro. He's walking. Look whose man slaps the ball down. Look at this. Dominic Pooney is dealing as a rookie with Chris Jones, one of the best defensive tackles in the game. And the best you got for us, Jake Brindle, is you want to start walking. Ball goes right into Chris Jones's hands. If you would have got his ass out of the window, the ball would have been there. But you're walking. It's bullshit, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys play this, oh, I do it for the team. No, man, you be bullshitting. That's not bad. That's horrible. It's ridiculous, man. 3rd and 2. Get a ball batted down. All right. Brock Purdy is it's an incomplete pass deep right to Brandon Ayuk. Let's run it. That's a drop. That's the drop by BA. Let's see if we did our job on this one, guys. All right. They look like they're bringing 4. I like the recover by Jake Brindle. Not Jake Brindle. Lord, no. Colton McKivitz. Right now, Colton McKivitz. Is that Chris Jones? Yeah. So Chris Jones is on Colton McKivitz. Let's see what we do on this rep. Good step, Colton. Let's see if he shoots the inside hand first. Shoots the inside hand first. Somebody coached him up on that inside hand. I've been noticing that. Comes out, stays attached, shoots the inside hand to protect himself, gets engaged. All right, now right here, he's got to pop his hips. This is where you pop your hips because now you got to start displacing power through the ground. But you see, he steps over himself. That left foot steps over the back of his right foot just to keep his balance. Chris Jones is doing a good job. He's trying to bend him, right? But right now, Dominic Pooney's riding out, and that inside gap is all but gone now. You see, because they're on the same plane, Dominic Pooney and Colton McKivitz. So the inside's gone, right? But Colton still manages to get, that's what, man, I like that, bro. He still manages to get length, man. Like, look at the extension. See what happens when you keep, instead of lunging, right? You still have weapons in the toolbox. I'm still coiled. So that means I can uncoil, right? You can't, if you're grabbing, you can't get that type of extension right here. This is very good from Colton McKivitz right here. That extension. Bo's up at the end of that rep too. But this drive went off like a fart in the wind, guys. 3 plays, 8 yards, 1 minute and 3 seconds. Nothing doing. All we got was 8 yards on this drive. And right now, we're just not doing shit on offense during right now. So right now, it's 1st and 10. We got, hold on. Right now, it's 1st and 10. We're down 14-3 because they went off and scored again. So now it's really crazy. Run game. Let's see what we do. So 1st and 10, we got a run from Jordan Mason. But this is a hold from Trent. It goes back for 10 yards. Let's run it. Right. So I see what Trent was trying to do. It looks like Trent was trying to log off a defender that shot the gap early, but he just got there a bead sooner than Trent anticipated, and Trent didn't really want to stop holding. Boom. Yeah. So Bolton shot the gap. You're going to get Bolton here. Bolton's going to shoot the gap. Right? Now, this is what's confusing here. The way, all right, now, I don't want to call their stuff out, but the way it's supposed to work is hat, 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 right? 3 hats for 3 hats. Boom, 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 right? So what I don't understand is where's the log jam when they get off? Now, Trent, all right, now George is supposed to have inside release because George obviously steps behind Trent. So George is coming for inside release, but Trent goes back and holds on Bolton. I don't know their rules on this play, so I don't want to say who's right or who's wrong. But it looks like they would have had numbers if George either would have jutted out or if Trent got out there soon enough. Because it looks like from George's natural motion, he looks like he's looking inside out. So he's supposed to be blocking the guy that Trent steps in front of. You get another hold. I mean, if it wasn't going to be Trent's hold, it was going to be Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks comes out on the shade, and he doesn't bring his hips. Like the furthest thing away from the defender when Aaron Banks gets contact is his hips. He doesn't roll his hips. He doesn't step on the toes. He's not bringing his feet. He's shifting his feet. Like, I would say the ball is past this white line in front of us, right? So that's where the line of scrimmage is. Aaron Banks is lined up on the heels of Jake Brendel. So really, he's already a yard and a half off the line of scrimmage anyway. And if you look at where his feet go, he stays right at that white line. These guys don't like working. They don't like working. They don't want to work. They get thrown off. They hold. That's just what it is. And I hate to do this, but we're going to watch film of some other teams just to show you like what it looks like, what it's supposed to look like. It's not supposed to look like this. It's not. So we get a hold. It comes back. We got 1st and 20. So we got a 1st and 20 play from our own 20. It's going to be a deep middle pass to George for 22 yards. Nice strike. Let's see what the boys do. I like that. So let's go from left to right. I like this. I like Trent. Trent's new thing. Well, not even new, but he shoots that hand to try to bluff a move. He wants you to shoot that first move first so he can counter. He doesn't get it. He gets long armed, catches a defender. That anchoring is a little sloppy. He's not really using his legs. And right here is where you got to fight to get your hips across. Get those hips engaged. Right? Cool. You found power through the ground. But that's not popping your feet. You have to pop your feet together. All right. If you're just walking them down, that's not popping your feet. That's not using your hips. That's not displacing power through the ground. What that is that your ass is just getting walked back systematically. That's all that is. So there's dance steps to this. Cole McKivitz again shifting. I don't know what that is, and it really annoys me. Like that 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you I don't get like this choppy feet that he does coming out of a pass set. 1, 2, 3. Like, I don't get that. It's one step. The technique calls for one step inside. Stay rooted. Trust your technique, and then these arms flail out. There's no power out here. Leaning forward. Twerking. Stop. Right? And then when you throw that arm that you're putting all your power in, it's like shooting a gun with one bullet. What does he do? Get that shit off me. All right, now let's dance. I'm telling you. All right, let's watch Dominic Pooney on Chris Jones. This is a good rep. One step. How come the rookie can do it? Look at Dominic Pooney's feet versus Aaron Banks's feet coming out of the pass set. Right? 1, 2. That's it. That's it. Boom, boom. I'm here. Now he can sit down a little bit more. Okay. He got a fast rusher that got vertical on him quick. I get that. But he's ready. He's ready. And look where his arms come from. They come from his hips, shooting them up. At least he's giving me a chance to still be strong. At least. I'm going to tell you this right now, man. I ain't really mad at Colton McKivitt's effort. Cole McKivit's got wearing on me, dog. Using that inside hand. This is something that is very new. I have not seen him do this. I hope nobody schemes this up. He holds with it a lot. You see that mozzarella cheese coming off that jersey. I hope he can get away with that for the whole season. But I like that new technique that Colton McKivitz has picked up. Watch it from the tight, move forward. All right, boys, that's a 1st and 10 on the 42. All right, we get a run from Isaac Garindo, our baby boy, our pup with the big paws. Let's see what we get. We get a YMCA block from Trent. Logs off a defender, but this is the oldest, like, Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon 4, I'm tired of this shit, I'm too old for this shit block that I've ever seen in my life. Trent logs a defender, barely gets him. I ain't mad at it, though. Not mad at this. Now, I love the trade-off. Look at the backside tandem The guard tackle tandem from Dominic Pooney and Colt McKivitz on the backside. They're scooping. They're scooping to get up top, right? Look at the power that Dominic Pooney generates with his offside hand, with his backside hand. Like, stalemate. Now that's how you give enough time for somebody to get around on a combo scoop block. That's what you like to see. All right, still horrible feet though, right? His play side foot, he's all but abandoned that, man, and he's got to get better. That's him being a rookie. He's got to get better, but he's all but abandoned his play side foot. He's just playing right now and reacting. So he gets upfield. I like that. Chink gets a log block, logs a defender, sees it right away. Now, what we like to see is Aaron Banks get on his horse. So Aaron Banks, we got a center guard combo right here. They're comboing up to the top, right? Aaron Banks has got to get on Bolton. He's got to get up top. So a little bit, you think about it, Aaron Banks comes off, horrible step. Oh my God. I feel like a broken record, but no step, no movement. You get off the line, and the first thing you do is you take a little 3-inch step. You're a 300-pound man. And you use the ball of your feet. Lord Jesus. Stomp that big-ass 14 in the ground, leaning forward, and blocking with your forearm. That's not even a gallop technique. That's just shuffling your feet. Blocks with a forearm. I would like to say that he aimed with his backside hand to get that hand inside, but he didn't. Blocks with his forearm. Creates a natural wall. Nick Bolton's just too fast. Let's run it. Yeah, Bolton is good, Terradome. But you can't take what Aaron Banks is doing is, you're right. He's taking false steps, right? All of these steps, guys, they matter in the trenches because you got to think about offensive line like a chessboard. You can't move halfway between the squares. You got to move from a black square to a white square, from a white square to a black square. You got to always be in position. All right. And when you take false steps, or when you don't move in the right gap, when you don't take on the right angle, not only are you taking false steps, but you're late now. You're late. You're late to the action of the running back behind you. You're late to your teammates on the left and the right side of you. You're late to the steps for the quarterback. You're late. That's why it's important to do those steps. You got to be on time. And we're not on time. Right? So 2nd and 8. This is a sack. Let's watch it. This is an interesting one. So this is us getting out coached, in my opinion. So we're gonna have a blitz come off the right-hand side. And right here is we get what is this? A play pass? Yeah. We get a play pass action that we think is supposed to create a natural cutback block. We send 2 for 1 and miss both of them. Do they fall over each other? Eric Saubert is holding onto the back of Aaron Banks. Yeah, they fall over each other. George Karlaftis comes in for an easy sack. I mean, I don't, there's really not a lot of football here. Keep your feet. Yeah. Just run it. He had time. That puts us at 3rd and 12. All right, so at 3rd and 12, this is an incomplete pass to Brandon Ayuk in the game. Let's run it. And right now, we try to run with the ball with Isaac Garindo, but outside of that, I think we've ran the ball 5 times. Let's watch it from the tight. Man, I mean, you look at these. You look at this blitz design. Man, so Jesus. So what we get right here. This guy comes. This guy comes. This guy comes. This guy shoots. Bolton shoots. My guy right here, he shoots out, and then he shoots out. So right now, you got 4 on 3 to block, right? And we're not even attached, right? We're so preoccupied on passing the ball right now, we don't even see this thing. I'm gonna run it slow, just so you guys can see the blitz recognition. So right now, we should have got a fan call. All right. So if we're being fair, we should have got a fan. But the way they're looking at it is offensive line should have known they were out leveraged, right? Even if Jake Brindle is locked up, all right, and he's saying to himself, okay, we got 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, all right? He's already should know that Colton McKivitt's already as a guy that's already attached. So really, that's a fan call. You got to fan that out. At the very least, we got to get a full slide to the other side. And what you got to do is you got to lock Trent. Lock Trent on the backside. Yeah, Brock just gets the ball out. But they were a step ahead of us on that blitz. Step ahead of us. That was on 3rd and 11. All right, guys. So now we got 1st and 10 on our own 10. This is the last drive. This is the last drive before the half. This drive goes 9 plays, 85 yards, 1 minute and 39 seconds. First play that we saw right now was an incomplete pass to Brandon Ayuk. It was a defensive pass interference, right? So let's see what we got offensively for the line. I'll take that. Full slide with a lock. Run it back. Full slide to the right. Trent's locked up on the left. Kept in 6. Pass protection's good. Can we do it real quick? I know linemen are about to talk about other things than lineman stuff, but is George not open on this to you guys? Help me out. I'm one of the few content creators that acts like he's not Ben Johnson. So look, on this, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you could say Justin Reed's over top. And they're playing too high. I don't know. I'll run it. So we got 1st and 10 on the 20 again coming after this. Brock Purdy's incomplete pass to Ricky Pearsall. So there's a pass to Brock Purdy to Rick. All right, let's look at it. Brock got touched up. All right. They got 3 wide. They're playing with a guy in the hole, rat in the hole. Oh, Jake Brindle. Jake Brindle comes out. Now, he's already got half a man. He's wrong. He's wrong right here. He's wrong. So right here, boom. You shoot your hands. You got to start working over. Automatically, you got to start working. All right. He's got to start pumping his feet and stomping him down. And when I say stomp him down, we've done this before. But again, the line of scrimmage, you have to stay parallel. If you feel yourself turning on the line of scrimmage, you got to start stomping with that gait, that right foot that's getting thrown back. You got to start pumping that foot forward. Right? Aaron Banks gets bluff blitz, still takes on a nice bull. I'd like his elbows to be inside instead of outside of his frame. He's catching them, but I'll take it. At least it's a stalemate. He can't run through you. Trent. Good strong set. I like that. George Karlaftis shot his move too early. You see how Trent on the other downs, Trent's been throwing out that hand, trying to get those guys to engage early. Now look, George Karlaftis throws his move too early. Tries to juke, throws his hand down completely, whiffs on Trent, misses him. His timing is thrown off. That's vet shit from Trent, man. I love that. Dominic Pooney immediately starts, he looks for a pressure from the backer, doesn't get it. Watch, he snap his head around. He's like, oh, you don't want no smoke? Cool. I'm on to the next. Colt McKivitz holding his own against Chris Jones. Right now, Jake Brindle is the squeaky wheel. I don't even think Rick even knew it was coming. We just keep running it though. I know I'm giving you guys motion sickness with all this rewinding. Next play is 2nd and 10 from the 20. It's a 6-yard pass to Ricky Pearsall. We're passing the ball now, guys. Run game's all but gone. Aaron Banks. Dog. Aaron Banks catching defenders, man. Popping out of your stance. I know you gave up inside leverage right here. I get it. But Jake Brindle, oh my God. Live to fight another day. Better steps from Dominic Pooney. He's got a vertical rusher. Got to get there. It is. I was just about to say something. He's got that outside hand sitting on the outside of that defender. Relocate that hand and generate power for yourself. He gets that hand on the inside, immediately gets power, right? But with his feet, he's hopping. You got to make him walk you down. Cole McKivitz shooting that inside hand, as we just noticed. Horrible step. Oh, I'm sorry. That was his second step. His first step is actually good. See, my only thing with Colton McKivitz is that he turns his shoulders a little too soon, right? So there's a drill that offensive linemen use where they take a PVC pipe and they lay it down in between your legs, right? And the PVC pipe really honestly is supposed to be out here, right? 1 yard outside of you. And really what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to kick over that line and then kick on that line without that PVC pipe turning. So that PVC pipe should always be vertical. It should never get kicked to the side because you haven't gotten past it yet before you turn your shoulders. And for me, he doesn't get all the way at the end of that PVC pipe. Pause. I'm just realizing what I'm saying, guys. This is wild. But it's still good reps, though. We already know the culprit. We can go over Jake Brindle all day, Aaron Banks all day, but you got to get your hips around, right? And there was another play, if you notice it, guys, there was another play that I talked about with Aaron Banks where he did get his hips around, right? He got his hips around. He gave up inside leverage, but I just don't think he can generate power from that stance. Six-yard pass to Ricky Pearsall. Casey takes a timeout. All right, here we go. 3rd and 4. This is the biggest play basically of the game. It's the 41 pass to Kittle for 41 yards. So go ahead, let's run it. Yeah, that was Ricky P's first catch of his career. All right, so let's see it. It looks like Brock got spooked. Maybe Trent got beat and Brock let the ball go anyway. Let's see how it looks. They sent a delayed blitz. That's nice pocket movement from Brock. I like that. Way to preserve the pocket, man. Everybody's got good steps. Okay. Trent comes out. Oh, Trent. Lord Jesus. All right, Trent. So Trent, that's good. Hands ready. Shoot. You're catching them, Trent. You're not shooting. Trent basically places his hand on George Karlaftis' face mask. He doesn't shoot. Doesn't dissipate power, right? And what do we talk about? When you're trying to generate power through the ground, you got to do it with 2 feet. And look, you can't do that backing up with 1 foot. Not only does he back up with 2 feet, but he gets turned. 1, 2. He's getting turned. Momentum throws him upfield. What you will want from Trent is to control that right arm and throw Karlaftis up the field. Here, this is where you need to shot put his ass up the field, right? This is where I would have loved for Trent to close this distance and shoot his ass upfield, right? Let's go to A. Banks. Helps. No more happy feet. I like it. But still leading with, you're not going to find power. You're not going to win no football games through your face mask, Aaron Banks. He is always kissing people. Like, deliver a blow, bruh. He's always lunging over. He is a waist bender. Snaps his head. Good, Puni. Cole McKivitz on Chris Jones. He lost this rep. But Brock bails him out. Right? So does he get his inside hand up? Does Colt McKivitz get his inside hand up? Yes. He grabs Chris Jones's inside hand. I like that, Colton McKivitz. Grabs his inside hand. But it's just, where's the power? Bring your feet with you, brother. Now bring your feet. See, his hips are already uncoiled. That's why you got to keep your hips close so you can uncoil those hips when you need to. But still, this right here, if you really look at it, this is a loss by the defense. He runs him around the hoop. Brock does an amazing job. Just one little step inside the pocket. I like that from Brock. Live to fight another day. I'll take that. Nice play from Brock to George. Good pocket. Amazing job from Brock to keep the drive alive. Now we got a 1st and 10. We're at KC's 33-yard line. It's a short pass to Jordan Mason. You love to see Brock take the easy ones. Brock, you got to make it easy on yourself, bro. You got to start taking checkdowns, brother. Let's see what we got. Man, that's a good rep until I find something that makes me upset. But that's a good rep. Trent, good steps coming out, hands ready, a little too elongated, bent over your hips, takes the first move. He tried to side scissor you. Look at the side. So he tried to hit it with the side scissors. Ain't nothing to scissor, bro. These dudes just come out shooting anything. He tried to hit Trent with the side scissors. Didn't work. Trent grabs him. I'm not mad at that. He had his chest closed. There's nothing to really grab at that moment. No real estate to shoot your hands. Mismoved. I like that, Trent. Okay. And you still found a way to pop your hips. Let's see what you giving us, Aaron Banks. George Karlaftis starts from a 2-point stance. Okay. All right. Way to go. Way to shoot that inside hand. That his left hand, it repeatedly gets disengaged. I don't know, man. He's got like all thumbs on that hand. Keeps good leverage. Now, remember on the play before, I wish we could run back. We're going to run back maybe later. But the play before, if you remember, where Aaron Banks lost leverage on the inside, he wouldn't leverage this right foot, right? He couldn't get it down, right? Look how he generates power through the ground. Pushes off, gives himself. See, when you trust yourself, right? And you say, you know what? I'm not going to get ran on the ground. He's not going to throw me into my quarterback. Let me just take one step that feels a little uncomfortable and let me get it around. Boom. Now you can activate your hips. Now you look at those hips. Boom. Look at those butt cheeks clench. Now when you get a good base, you roll those hips. That's what I'm talking about. Pause. I know what I did. I get it. But that's a good rep. Mismove. Dominic Puni takes over. They try to hit a side scissors on him too. Stifles it. I like the engagement from Jake Brindle. Colton McKivitz with stronger hands again. Yo, they really tried to make Chris Jones a thing on Colton McKivitz this game, but I haven't seen one egregious rep yet. I haven't. I haven't seen nothing like crazy where I would say, you know, Colt McKivitz doesn't need to be over Chris Jones right now. I haven't seen that. Next play is at 2nd and 6 on their 29-yard line. It's going to be a short pass to Brandon Ayuk for 15 yards. This is the last play of BA season, by the way. Nah, I like this. Now we got Chris Jones versus Dominic Pooney on this rep. Let's check this rep out. Right here at right guard. Okay. I like the stalk block. Aha! Did Dominic get that from Trent? What was that? Was that a bluff? Oh, what are you doing? Who you think you is, boy? Nice step. A little too wide, but I'll take it. Hands and elbows in. Look at the hands and Now look at where that hand shoots from. That is not a chicken wing hand shooting out. That's not coming from east, west. That's coming from north to south. That hand is coming from his hip. All right? To the chest, to the pec. And what do we got? A hold. What you need to do is you need to bring your feet too. I'd like to see Dominic Pooney drive that foot. You see there's a false step. I'm going to move the mouse out of the way. Look at his right foot. His right foot comes down and he misses the ground. The power throws him off. It's the little things, guys. It's a grown man. He tries to get his foot in the ground. Put a 1 in the chat if you see it. Look at that right foot. Tries to go down, misses the ground, slips, opens the gate, and now he's holding. Do you guys understand what I mean by steps? Just the smallest things, guys. They matter in the trenches. They matter. Let's look at Colt McKivitz. He's shooting that inside hand. I love this for him. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a confidence booster, but him shooting that inside, I think that gives him I think that mentally helps him get over the fact that he's going to get beat inside. If he can just get contact from the inside first. Because I have not seen this for him. And I like the way he shows both hands, right? So he's not giving you a target to pick from. Colton McKivitz, that is, automatically shows that offhand. So he creates the edge. He's like, you're going to have to come all the way around me. Shoots that inside hand. All right. Now, this is what I don't like. Don't grab. Shoot that inside hand and just leave it chilling there. Look, he wants that hand. Look at George Karlaftis coming up with his left hand. All right. So Cole McKivitz shows he's got good steps. Shoots the inside hand. Cool. All right. Now, right now, you're longer than him. All right. Keep this hand free. Keep it free. That's a bullet in your magazine that you don't got to use right now. And if you can see, George wants that hand. You know why? So he can feel the edge. He misses it, okay, and has to go back inside. But this is what you like to see from Colt McKivitz. He's slowly putting it together, right? Don't bail us out with that right hand. Keep that outside hand open, right? Let his ass find out where the corner is. Ha! All in all, good pass protection. They got us a couple of times, guys. They did. They confused the offensive line at times. But this wasn't just some knockdown, drag-out affair. That wasn't this. We had a lot to beat this team. A lot. that play, we got a penalty on that play. So we're going to be at 1st and 10 on their 16-yard line. This is Brock Purdy is going to throw a pass out to Jacob Cowing for 9 yards. Let's go ahead and see it. Yeah, there was a flag. All right, so let's see it. Screen. Dominic Pooty said, I'll carry your ass in the end zone. You got to love the effort from Dominic Pooty. Dominic Pooty tried to carry Jacob Cowing into the end zone. So they probably got a 1-2 count. It's a screen. Slip screen. So Trent stays home. Aaron bails. Let me see the trade-off from Colton McKivitz. Colton McKivitz, I've been loving on you all tape. That could have been a little bit better, Colton McKivitz. All right. So, see, I wonder what the rules are here. And what I mean by that is right here for this guy, for George Karlaftis. So, when I coached and played, the rules on the slip screen are, this is the guy that we're playing off of anyway, right? So really, we don't touch this guy. However, I have played in systems where this guy for sure gets touched because the OC don't trust him shooting up the field to take anything away from this pass right here. The only thing is that you automatically get him in a trailing motion. That's why. Really, offensive line pretty much did their job. You know, you can only ask for offensive linemen to be that precise out in the open field. It's kind of like trying to kill ants with sledgehammers when you get offensive linemen in the open field. You love for them to get guys, take great pursuit angles on the way there, but, you know, it's like a shotgun, man. Like, you know, we got a spray radius. We're not exactly sharpshooters out here. All right, so we're at 2nd and 1 on the 5, and we got a pass. We're going shotgun on the 5-yard line. I don't know why, but that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's how I learned it. All right, so let's see what we got, guys. All right. So we're going to leave the play alone. Let's run back offensive line. All right. So this may be a different technique that Colton McKivitz is using. So I'm not going to judge that. Right. He may have a hard set and he may have to come out here and just get this guy. All right. There's not a lot of real estate right now. We're close to the line of scrimmage. So his rules may be to come out and get this guy at the line of scrimmage to help Brock, right? To steal as much real estate as possible for Brock. I love Dominic Poone's stance, man. Comes out, shoots the hand. Hands are late. He's got to stay away from that. He did it one time, and I like the way he did it. It's like catching your kid cursing. It's cute the first time. After a while, it's a problem. So he shoots his hand again, and he's not fast enough for that. Because what happens is that he gets caught. Chris Jones gets up on him so fast that he gets caught trying to reestablish his hands, and his face is the first thing that hits Chris Jones instead of his hands. Boom. All right, so how about you just stick with shooting your hands against some of the best D linemen in the league, bro. We can't have you doing that. All right. If Chris Jones would have guessed right and shivered him or ripped him or swam him, it'd be open season on Brock right now because Dominic Poone's hands aren't with him right now. So he regroups, gets help from gets help from Brindle. Again, shooting that hand. I will say, I think that Aaron Banks' hand placement and pad protection and pass pro is absolutely horrendous. I really do. But at least he keeps a wide base on this one. I don't like him just leaning forward like this just to generate power. That tells me that you're not strong. When you got to lock your elbow just to get a stalemate, right? And it's not powerful because you see how easy it is to move it as a D lineman. He just throws his left hand right off of him. He's way too wide. Look where his feet are. His feet are about 3 feet outside of his base. Right? Too wide. Lunging. No leverage. Gets pushed back. You ain't get away, Trent. So Trent comes out of his set. Nice. I like that. In my opinion, he got long-armed and opened. Right? So, oh boy, this is oh boy who threw the side scissors on him in the play before and he missed. So now he says, all right, well, you know what? I'm about to use my length against you, cuz. So he long arms Trent. So he's trying to draw penetration. He gets back there. The only thing about Trent is that I feel like when it's time for him to use his glutes or where he's trying to use for him to use his lower half, I don't think there's anything there. Look how fast it breaks down. Like he starts squatting. The weight's too much. Good rep from Colton McKivitz, just staying in front of him. But this is one thing this is why I'm happy for Colton McKivitz, because when you are a tackle and you get, it only takes about 20 plays. But once you get through like the first 15 to 20 plays and edges know that you have strong hands, look at how he's automatically, George Karlaftis' first move is to try to get around Colton McKivitz, right? He doesn't want to go through him anymore because he knows he's got strong hands. So he's trying to get around him, right? Now he's trying to beat him with speed. All of that strength on strength shit, that's out the window. The same thing with Chris Jones. Chris Jones hasn't been bullying Colton McKivitz. He's been trying to get around him. So I like that Colton McKivitz is finally using his strength and his length. Not mad at that rep. Yeah, I believe so too. Yeah, that's one thing. Another thing I will say, let's go ahead and rewind that. I'm glad you brought that up, Pterodome. So Trent, in years past, if you remember, and I'm going to bring up some old film so we can look at it, but I'm glad that you brought this up. So in years past, if you guys remember, Trent used to do this technique where he would pull the chair, but his feet were so fast and he had such fluid hips that this motion right here, Trent would knock this defender's arm down, pop his hips back, and have this defender's face in the dirt. Put a one in the chat. How many times you see pull the chair from the front side on defenders who are trying to long arm him with speed? But the power, he can't dissipate the power. He's still trying to regroup. If you see that left hand, he's still trying to gain some type of control of him. He grabs him twice to get a hold of him, right? But there was a time where Trent was fast enough where he'd pop out in his stance, and that right here, that's all it would take. That long arm right there, right? But he stands Trent up. Used to be a time where Trent would be able to, boom, snatch that arm down and ride this boy into the dirt. Those days are over, man. Let's just watch it from the tight. Incomplete pass to Jacob Cowing. All right. It's 2nd and 1 on the 5. We're passing again. No. This is a run. Here we go. 2nd and 5. We got to run. Jordan Mason takes the ball in pistol. Now he gets up pissed off. I want to see why he's upset. He's in pistol. George Kittle's in motion. Attached to Trent on the left side. We got strong left. So let's run it. What do we got? We got a blitz. All right. Where's George looking? See, this is when you're out coached, right? So you want to look at this and say to yourself, where's the alert, right? Where's the alert from our offense that understands that we don't have numbers? Bolton's is mugged up, but we get a corner blitz. I mean, I don't even want to be unfair on the Aaron Banks right now, but he gets thrown out of the gap. Catching the defender, again, not generating power through the ground. I mean, golly. Aaron Banks is getting moved like day-old laundry, boy. Lord. Aaron Banks. You got to play with pad level. And look at that. All right, I'm not going to yell. The tape's almost over, but no step. All right, let's look at play side foot from Aaron Banks right here. This is going to be his right foot. But no step. It's like he pops it off the ground. Like, I don't know what that is. That's not a gallop technique. That's not a bucket step. That's not a 6-inch read step. That's not a zone step. I'm naming every step that I know. That ain't step in the name of love. That I don't know what this is. That's crazy. And then you don't even bring your hands. What are you dancing in front of him for? You feeling him out to see how he feels about being blocked? Step on his toes. You trying to hump him to the end zone. Like, it's just, if anybody sits down and tries to talk to me about the worth of this guy, man, oh, we may lose Aaron Banks. Go, bro. I'm over it. Shuffling your feet. And then again, this is the theme of the tape. Can we get downfield? Can we get downfield? No. Where does he go? He's at the line of scrimmage the entire time, man. You stealing money. Getting paid for nothing. Thrown out the gap. At least help him up. Thrown. These boys don't want to win, man. Hey, so look, that was the last of it. That's the half. That's the half. Look, guys, it was a rough one. It was a rough one. And that's just the first half. Defensively, I watched some of that tape too. Gah. But for right now, there were some bright spots. You saw some bright spots from Colt McKivitz. Dominic Pooney is getting a little bit used to his process of playing. He needs to start playing like a little bit more of a rookie that needs to get his act together. Like the steps were bad. The pad level from Dominic Pooney wasn't all that great today. Trent Williams is Trent Williams. That's just what it is. He's a 36-year-old man playing football. Very talented, but he's older. And right now, Jake Brindle is, he a cup with a hole in it. You tilt it one way, you may get a good sip. You tilt it the other way, you may have hot coffee in your lap. It is what it is, man. So look, guys, thank you so much for tapping in. Look, I understand 36 ain't 26. I got you, Terradome. It's a rough one, but in today's video, man, we've looked at pad level, footwork, ID and blitz and free rushers, forcing power through the ground, and tight hands and tight elbows. Guys, it's the coach at the Coach's Huddle. Tomorrow, we will be live again with the Faithful Review with Tom Jensen, and also tonight with another four-man front on Grant's channel at 7:45 tonight. So pop on over to Grant's channel. Hey guys, y'all know the deal, man. I love every last one of y'all. Anything you're going through, I feel glad that you just tapped into me for the time being, just to give you a little bit of reprieve as we move on and do what we do. Hey guys, it's the coach. Stay low and keep your feet moving, guys.